Okay, let's talk about seasonal depression. A lot of times people around this time of year seem to be depressed, or if they are depressed, they get even more depressed. Depression does come in all shapes and sizes, okay? And seasonal depression is a real thing. Believe me, I've been dealing with people for 30 years. Now, weirdly enough, some of my clients tell me I've replaced their therapist. I never think that's a good idea, especially me. But it's because I open their eyes to the nonsense that maybe the people around them have coerced them to believe in. They're hanging out with low-hanging fruit type of people that just complain all the time, right? So people go through times of depression. Obviously, real depression is a thing, but some of us just go through times of depressive states. I just went through it myself. My dog died. My dad died. I had a couple of things. I was in and out of the hospital. I wasn't at my best. Was I depressed? Actually, there's a few people that told me I was depressed. I said, absolutely not. I am not depressed. I'm just having a real shit year. End of story. Okay. But I'm not minimizing depression. There's people that suffer from depression all the time. And there's medications that people take that are literally, that I've been told from lots of clients over the years, are literally life-saving. However, a lot of people that are going through seasonal depression, there could be very easy fixes, okay? One of the biggest things, you can see how pasty white I am. I live in New York, and if you live in an area that is cold and dark and dingy, you're more than likely not getting out into the sun. Now, how important is the sun? Obviously, you don't want to do too much sun because it can cause a myriad of problems. But if you've ever had a dog, if you have a dog and the sun comes through the window, you will notice that this dog is chasing the rays and they'll move around the house and they're trying to get that sun. Now, last time I checked, my dog never told me he was working, or she. I have a dog, female dog too. We have a boy and a girl. They never told me they were working on their tan, but instinctually, they want that sun rays. And when you don't get that for weeks and weeks and months, it can lead to malaise, depression, and some of it is just not getting out and having the sunlight hit your eyes. But a big thing, unless you live under a rock, is vitamin D, right? Vitamin D. So this is easily supplemented with. Obviously, you have to check with your doctor. And the thing with vitamin D is it become toxic in large amounts because it's fat soluble. So it's definitely something that you need to get checked through blood work. Some insurance companies do not cover this, unfortunately, but you can go online, Quest, any of these, take a vitamin D supplement as long as your doctor says it's okay, and get your levels checked. That in itself can really make a huge difference for people. And the other thing is you got to realize that you're a human being, you do human being mistakes, or you overindulge. I've been there, okay? And if you're a normal human being, you've been eating extra stuff and toxic stuff, unless you're some uptight fitness person, okay, that never eats anything bad. And I think that's got its own host of problems. But Thanksgiving, Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate, New Year's, for 2.5 months, if you live in a cold area, you've been eating poisonous things, because let's be honest, processed foods are poison. Okay, but you've been eating extra of them. You might have been extra booze, sleeping less, hanging out late at parties, getting less vitamin D, hanging out with your aunt and uncle that you can't stand because they voted for somebody that you didn't. And it all just compounds itself. You put the extra weight on. You don't feel as good. Your sleep's fucked. All these things are real things. But the good news is they are something that all of us can remedy if we're dealing from seasonal depression. These are very easy steps that you can take, and within weeks, you will feel much better. So if you're in a funk, if you know somebody in a funk, see, are they low in vitamin D? They might not even know about vitamin D. I mean, most people do at this point, but you just never know. And some doctors hundreds of people have come to me and their doctors do not check their vitamin D level. I don't know why, and some people don't have it checked because of the money. I mean, but this is something that you cannot play with. You cannot take too much vitamin D, because if you do, you can actually run into major problems because it's fat soluble, and you can I think you could actually, if you took too much, you could potentially die over time. But Thank God that's not happening a lot, but these are just some steps that you can maybe recommend somebody, or you could take yourself if you're feeling like you're just not yourself and you think it's the holidays. Maybe it is the holidays, but more than likely it's a lack of movement, extra weight, extra crap food, and low vitamin D levels, especially if you're pasty white like me and live in a cold area. All right. And if you're not depressed, good for you. If you love the holidays, if you love Santa and, Hanukkah, and you had a great old time and you have a super duper awesome family and you saw people that you get to see one time a year, that's excellent too. So if you're one of those people, help the people that are feeling depressed, that do look depressed, because it is a real thing. But a lot of times it's just situational. So, all right, I'll see you in the next video, and move your butt, check those vitamin D levels, and try to get some sun. Not a lot, not a little, just right in the middle. Everything in moderation, including moderation. Please like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification so you don't miss any videos in the future.